Yep. Welcome to another live stream audience, a live stream episode of A Different Day with Jah and
It's Neci. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. As usual, we got another great show for you on this beautiful Sunday. We have some local news, national news, the skunt of the week, and much more. First, before we get into the good news, Nisi, how was your week?
Well, it doesn't matter how my week was. What matters is today. And today is Virgo season.
You see, I guess you set it up perfectly. Yay!
Yeah. Welcome to the official season of the year. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Right. Now, as you probably know, this is the season of the Virgo, the season people love to hate. People love to hate Virgos, but here we are celebrating one. And your birthday is coming up, isn't it?
Yes, it's tomorrow.
Are you excited?
I am. I'm always excited for my birthday, good, bad, and indifferent. It's another year around the sun, another year to learn, grow, change, make mistakes, the whole shebang. I'm very grateful. I'm also grateful to celebrate my fellow Virgos as well. And speaking of, today is my great niece and nephew birthday, LaShawn and LaShawna. They're twins. So happy 12th birthday to you guys. And to my sweetie pie, Shauna, celebrating Virgo season from forever. Happy birthday to Shauna.
All right. Happy birthday to the twins. A lot of Shawns going on.
LaShawn and LaShawna, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of Shawns. Happy birthday to the Virgos. The September Virgos and is October Virgos, they're different? Is August and September, they're different?
First of all, we don't break up into months. That's a discrimination thing. We're Virgos and we celebrate our other Virgos. We don't do the discrimination thing.
I do. Because
that's why you're not united.
Yeah, that's cool. September and October Libras are definitely different. I could tell you, female and male Libras are very different. My birthday is next up, so I keep track. Why do you think us men don't really worry about the birthday like that? You've been celebrating for how many days now? 24 days? 25? 23?
Well, I've been celebrating for the month of August, and then I usually continue into the remainder of Virgo season. And I do that for one or two reasons. One, I love to celebrate me. I think that some people don't celebrate themselves enough. Sometimes I feel like waiting for just one day a year to celebrate yourself is just insufficient. And you should really enjoy yourself. And like I had said before too, is like, realistically, I have real amazing, dope friends. I have real jobs. I have real careers. And they always being available for my birthday or even for me for theirs is just not realistic. And so we just plan things around everyone's schedule so we can we could celebrate each other. And I think that's super important. And I think everyone should do that. Your day should be special, but if you can do other things, other little mini things that are special and meaningful to you, get those things done as well.
Happy early birthday, Nisi, says Myra.
Thank you.
Miss, why your head so high? I just noticed. What
my head high? And it must be the season because I just elevated. I don't know. The head big is Virgo season now. I have no idea. It's the same setup I always have.
Oh my God, not the Virgo's shirt too. Oh, man,
you see my
I see it. We see it. we see the fit. We see it. That's what's up.
Let me see. Hold on.
You had to move it. You have
no, I don't know why. I watched it too. I was like, is it my screen or my head just kind of big in this thing? I don't know, but it's the energy.
Gotta be. All right, so we're very excited. Nisi's birthday is tomorrow. Do you have plans? We don't know if the friends have plans. I'm assuming it will be a surprise. What about you?
What's a surprise? I'm sorry, I didn't catch it.
I said, do you have any actual plans? We don't know if your local friends have any. Do you have any for yourself?
I have definitely first. I always have plans for my birthday, whether made or pre-planned or surprise. But I do have plans for my birthday tomorrow. I have plans to after the podcast today. Like
Dang,
I'm off tomorrow, so why? You know what I mean? Like who's staying home tonight? Nami.
that's what's up. I'm glad. I'm happy. That's what's up. So she kind of got she got a little miffed with me because I surprised her that I had to plan ahead because I didn't know if you were going to call out for the show today or what was going on when
I
I got
use
the response.
I
Go
have
ahead.
PTO days, but I use them responsibly. I notify my employer when I'm out of work. I don't just call out sick and then be out in the streets, okay?
Hey, I don't know, man. Sometimes it happens. Sometimes your belly might hurt. I don't know. You might have drink too
I
much.
would still notify my employer if I'm gonna be late. If I notify my employer.
So later on, we got Gentleman Style Podcast. He'll be joining us for the second half. Wait on that. Happy birthday week. Lorelai says, go ahead and I share the live. Please tell people that we are live here on a different day. Bring you another great episode. Lorelai, shout out, big up yourself. I gotta say thank you too, because she's the one that has set up the interview with candidate Benta. She's the one that has set that up, and she did it quickly. I wish we could have all interviews we scheduled that quickly and that efficiently. So thank you, Lorelai. It went great. Y'all should go ahead and check out that episode. Go back and look at it. I could show you a clip from it right now, matter of fact. I think I'll do that. Wait, no, I deleted it. My bad.
You deleted it?
Go back and watch that episode. And I do want to say also, if you are a current candidate, you are free to come on to the Same Difference podcast. We're inviting every and any person running. We know that it's the independent season right now. The Democrats already had their primary and elected their people. There's still some senators that might get in. Hey, if you want to come on, you are free to and welcome to come on to the Same Difference podcast. We are fair and balanced, really. Everybody will get treated the same. We are asking questions that your constituents want to know. This isn't a bully pulpit. We're not trying to hit you with gotcha moments and all of that stuff. But if your constituents ask it, we gonna ask it. All right?
Yes.
And that was a great episode. Y'all go back and check it out, man.
It really was.
Yeah. Neci on your co-host show. What? How are y'all doing today? Okay, happy advance birthday, Neci. Wishing you all the best as you celebrate another year. What's your co-host name? I am Jah. That's Cruciangel Neci. It should be on the screen. Hold up. There it is. Jah. I'm the host. Cruciangel Neci. She's the co-host. There we go.
Thank you very much for the birthday shout out. And also, before we move on from Virgo season, I have to say happy birthday tomorrow to my goddaughter Yasmin and my godson Thomas. Yes, I have a goddaughter and a godson on my birthday. That's how blessed I am. So happy birthday to them tomorrow in advance.
Happy birthday, happy birthday. Tomorrow is going to be a bunch of Virgo birthdays. Congratulations. Congratulations. All right, let's get into it. So, it's kind of good news, kind of isn't good news, but unfortunately, several areas on St. Croix have been without water. This ain't about power no more. Still is WAPA though. There are several areas on St. Croix that are without water, and independent candidate Bianca Acevedo Francis is trying her best to help out. She's trying to do her best to get out there and see how she can assist. Good morning. I hope everyone is having a fabulous day. Residents in Frederiksted have been without water since Friday. I am coordinating a team to head west with a water truck that stops in Marley and Wynn. Please walk with your gallons or buckets. If an elderly resident or shut-in needs water delivered, call me at, there's a number. If you plan to join us for campaign sign placement or at the Unity Beach Party at Cremus Park, we will assist with water first and continue with our other plans as time permits. Those heading to Cremus Park, please spread the word and send us a name, location, and contact number of anyone in Frederiksted who needs help. The signal can be spotty there, so send the information whenever you are available. We also need volunteers with pickup trucks and people who can help carry and deliver filled buckets throughout the housing communities. If you can assist, please let me know as soon as possible. Thank you to the WAPA personnel working to restore service and to everyone willing to help care for our community. Here's the information. Frederick said water relief today at Whim was for 3 o'clock by the ballpark. I don't know if they're still out there because it takes a while to get all the water distributed. So they may still be out there if you're at the Whim area. But they're also going to Marley Projects, 5:30 p.m. Bring your buckets and your gallon containers. The number 340-201-3293. This is independent candidate Bianca Acevedo Francis in collaboration with her nonprofit, the Butterfly Effect. All right. Hope y'all got that. Okay, John, thanks for the info. I appreciate you both. Thank you.
Yeah, and I want to say, Bianca, great job to Bianca. I know she's an independent candidate for Senate. However, that's just her in real life. Like, even if she was not a candidate, this is something she would do and be on top of for her community. And I don't want the fact that she's a candidate to overlook her efforts. For those who don't know her or are aware of her, this is really who she is. She is a very much a community-oriented person. And when and where she can help, she absolutely does.
Yes, she's been outside for quite some time. This isn't just the kind of thing that she started when she started running at all. For years and years. That's how I think I've been introduced to her, I should say, was the drives that she does. And she's been doing this for a while before she even decided to run. So thank you, Bianca. Thank you to the Butterfly Effect, and keep doing what you're doing in the community. We appreciate you. All right. Let's see what else WAPA got going on. WAPA question on outages, aging equipment, and debt in fiscal year 2027 budget hearing. The VI WAPA presented a $316.7 million fiscal year 2027 operating budget Wednesday as senators questioned officials over recurring outages, aging equipment, and the utilities' financial condition. WAPA CEO and Executive Director Paul Knight told the Senate Budget, Appropriations, and Finance Committee that the budget supports about $310.8 million in projected expenditures, including $121.5 million for fuel, $63.5 million for personnel, and $29.5 million in debt service. Knight said fuel remains WAPA's largest expense, and the authority has under-recovered fuel costs for several years, meaning revenue collected through the fuel surcharge has not fully covered actual fuel purchases. He said utility rates increased about 9% between fiscal years 2019 and 2026, while liquefied petroleum gas prices increased 45% and diesel prices rose 75%. If there is a vulnerability in our expenditure forecast, it is the current volatility of that fuel market, Knight said. WAPA is also acquiring 3 refurbished Titan 130 gas turbines, 2 for the Richmond Power Plant on St. Croix and 1 for the Randolph-Harley Power Plant on St. Thomas. Knight said the units are expected to arrive in the territory by December, followed by about 75 days of installation and commissioning. 4 2.5 megawatt generators purchased to provide standby power on St. John are expected to arrive around August 21st and be commissioned by January 2027. Knight said FEMA disaster funds previously approved for the Richmond and Harley plants are being used for the St. John generators and inspections and repairs to units 15 and 23. He said the loss of Unit 15, which can burn both LPG and diesel, which is propane and diesel, has contributed to instability and lengthened the time needed to restore service after outages. With Unit 15 available, Knight said the plant could restart from a complete shutdown, known as a black start, in about 20 minutes. Without it, restarting can take hours. An inspection of Unit 15 is expected to begin Friday and conclude by the first week of September, after which WAPA will determine whether to repair or decommission it. Repairs to Unit 23, including replacement of its gearbox, are expected to be completed by December 2026. WAPA is also preparing to replace more than 55,000 electric meters across the territory as part of its automated metering infrastructure rollout. If you remember or you tuned in when we talked about it before, Itron is the one that implemented the smart metering infrastructure that did not work. There was a bid to fix the smart metering infrastructure, and guess who got it? Itron. Knight said installation is expected to begin on St. John in November, with the territory-wide rollout projected to be completed by December 2027. WAPA is also procuring battery storage intended to provide at least 4 hours of emergency backup power to Schneider Regional Medical Center. Lord knows we need it. With a similarly federally funded project planned for Vitima's Emergency Operations Center. I'm glad they're going after the emergency and medical facilities first. Thank you. Senators also questioned WAPA about its debt. An Ernst & Young assessment placed the authority's debt at about $254 million, while Knight and Chief Financial Officer Lorraine Kelly said about $47 million has since been paid down, putting the current figure near $207 million. Senators questioned WAPA officials about recurring outages in the St. Thomas St. John district and the condition of generating equipment at the Randolph-Harley power plant. Knight said recent outages were tied to a failing valve at the propane terminal rather than a fuel shortage, and that WAPA has not experienced a fuel-related outage since early in his tenure in 2024. He said recent blackouts have instead resulted from equipment failures and years of deferred maintenance. Quote, there was a point in time in WAPA's not too distant history where it did not take care of its equipment at the intervals that it should. Knight said that has caught up to us. All right. Neci, what do you think about that?
I mean, we've heard promises before. I'm just not. It sounds great, but until it's implemented and in place and function the way it's supposed to, I ain't impressed yet. I'm sorry. We've been at this juncture too many times.
All we could do is cross our fingers and hope for the best at this point.
Yeah.
At their mercy, but hope is still there that they could get it fixed. And honestly, sometimes I just hope that the reporting is true, because do we know that? You know what I mean? Like it seems like we don't even be knowing if the reporting is true, but that's the reporting on its face. All right. Now, a kind of strange occurrence has been going on home where there has been, like, school literally just opened and there has been a rash of fights breaking out at schools, which is concerning staff, parents, administration, and whatnot, right? So come to find out that a part of the reason why is due to none other than backpack tags. Spray ground backpack tags have been causing fights at the schools and has even gone as far as threats being placed. And that's our next story. VIPD says school resource officers and juvenile detectives were alerted Thursday evening to a video showing a minor making threats towards students and school staff while displaying an object that appeared to be a rifle but was later found to be fake. The VI Police Department is investigating a social media video in which a minor male allegedly made threats towards students and school staff while displaying what appeared to be a rifle, though officers later confiscated and examined the object and determined that it was not an actual firearm. School resource officers and juvenile detectives were alerted to a video at approximately 7 p.m. Thursday, August 20th. According to VIPD, the minor was seen making threatening statements concerning a bag tag that had reportedly been removed from his school bag while displaying the object. Investigators subsequently located the minor and his parents and requested that they report to the Juvenile Bureau. The object depicted in the video was confiscated and examined, after which police confirmed it was not a real firearm. The IPD did not announce any arrests or charges in its Friday release. The investigation remains active and ongoing. The IPD says it takes threats involving students, school personnel, and the wider community seriously and urge parents and guardians to speak with young people about the potential consequences of making threats or displaying imitation weapons under threatening circumstances. Anyone with information about the incident is asked to contact the VIPD Juvenile Bureau at 340-774-2211, extensions 5540, 5541, or 5542. In an emergency, residents should contact 911. So here is the video that the young man made.
Today. Let you people know from now. Tell everyone, give me back my spray gun tag, or else bullets flying in people's heads.
And it didn't stop there. So that was the video with the alleged firearm, as you can see at the end there.
Decided to thief from me after all the love and respect I have for you. And God, I going to find out to thief that tag. And when I find out, that person is dead. Keep playing with me. Yo. This is the angriest I could ever get, dude. Like, this is the angriest y'all could get me today, dude. Get me my spray gun back by tomorrow, or else.
It does appear that he was doing it in a mocking way, but I think there's a conversation to be had about children and watching what you put on the internet here, as well as like what constitutes a threat and why are you doing this? What do you think, Neci?
My thoughts seeing the video is that threats against students and school personnel should never be taken lightly, which it was not in this instance. As a parent of students that attended public schools, especially a mother of 2 sons, I don't find anything about this to take it lightly, even if the weapon has now been deemed to not be a firearm. My son wasn't even going to make it to the police station. They'd have to come and collect me, because it couldn't have been my child. Now, you can't control anything your children do because the video was made. But I mean, the aftermath of that, the intent behind the video, even if it was funny or as a joke, there's nothing funny about making those kind of threats, knowing what kind of response it would get. And I don't think that these children I think they're very smart. He knew what kind of response that would generate. Anything that comes to negativity and harm, whatever, trends very quickly, especially in a small community like ours. And the response that it garnered, I think deserves some type of punishment. I don't know what that would be, but I think there needs to be a clear understanding that this behavior is not just conversation, that there's consequences to these type of things. And I think that it needs to set a precedential tone for the rest of the school year so students understand that these things will not be tolerated at no level, joke or otherwise. So especially for something, and there's no reason to do this, but especially for something that has no value. Those tags have no retail value. You can't resell them. There's nothing about it. So while I'm not encouraging theft of people's items, because if your tags are stolen off your bag, I'm not encouraging that. People should not be stealing your items that your parents work really hard to obtain for you, even if it's trending, whatever. Otherwise, I think it's unfair for someone to just come and take it. But that can't be the response either for something like that. There's means, there's channels, there's avenues where things are reported and investigated to some degree. And I think that those things need to be really utilized, especially for our children. They need to understand that social media is a tool that can garner monumental consequences or rewards depending on how you use it.
Facts, all facts, Neci. Thank you. I am glad I don't want to just bash VIPD when they do things and not thank them for responding quickly. From what I understand, they took it seriously and they responded quickly. Thankfully, it wasn't real.
Mm-hmm.
I would advise parents to please talk to your children about how they use social media.
Mm-hmm.
It seems that we're in a time where validation trumps everything else and going viral trumps everything else. And honestly, that's not even just for children. Like, I'm talking about grown adults too, doing anything to go viral, because I could list some stuff. So please have the conversation with them. You know what I'm saying? Talk to your children, man. Because this could have gotten way out of hand and he could have gotten in some real trouble. So when it comes to threats, especially with a place like a school or a courthouse or things like that, let them know that those things are especially off limits. Not that they're the only things off limits, but especially don't play around when it comes to that. Those are zero tolerance type of things.
Yeah.
Secondly, the IDE put out a statement, or the IDE had put out a statement. Even I think it was Senator Gittens had put out a statement regarding banning spray ground backpack tag. What? Okay. All right, be a professional. Yeah. I see you, Neci. I see you. Yeah.
That was it. That's
you showing something my way.
It was. It's the baby.
Yeah. Oh man, you were trying hard to play it off. I appreciate that.
No, it was. Listen, it's hot, and I'm like, there's a fly, and I'm like, and it got close, and you could hear it buzzing in your ear, and I'm trying to be focused listening to you, and I'm like, my hand couldn't take it anymore. Sorry, my bad.
You know what I hate about flies? Why you see like flies could maneuver their way through a moving vehicle, but they never know how to get out.
I know. But, and I'm trying to, like, the whole room is open. Like, you could be anywhere in this room. Why are you sitting here with me?
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
Okay, this kind of, I'm sorry that I even laughed through that, but it's kind of silly, right? Mm-hmm. A backpack tag. And yes, that tag is worthless. And even though this threat was not real, right? There really have been fights and stuff going on at the school, and it traced back to the backpack tag spray ground, right? And like I said, even a senator made a statement wanting to ban them. What do you think about banning a backpack tag? What do you think about that?
I don't think that's the right answer. I think that if you think about it, every year there's something that's trending that kids get into that they can take to school or they can use or whatever wear. And this won't be the last thing that's trending. I forget what the other bag was that was trending last. It was a year before. So like this would not be the last thing that is trending. I think the conversation needs to be to parents is to talk to your kids about not taking things that doesn't belong to them, the consequences of actually taking things that don't belong to you, what the consequences of those things could be, understanding that what others might have and what you don't have doesn't mean that you're less than or lesser than. I think the schools need to just kind of promote the zero tolerance policy. Not that there's not signs or whatever, but it needs to be constantly spoken to these kids about the consequences of this zero tolerance policies and how that affects them. I don't think that punishing kids for having the bags they're not even super expensive to me. I looked up the price. The tags aren't transferable. They have no value, no merit. And to be getting in situations for something of this only tells me that these kids are going to start from here, but they're going to escalate to something else further. And we don't want that for our community. We're losing too much of our young men at a high alarming rate of speed. A lot of this is related to other things that we don't want. And we got to nip it in the bud as quickly as possible. And I think it comes down to more than just it's not an item that's causing harm. It's just a backpack, and people need to be responsible and held responsible for these things.
Amen. So okay. I guess I kind of understand why they would want to ban the item, because it's not necessary. But when things get said like it's distracting from the learning environment, I'm kind of like, is it though? It's literally on a backpack that you need for school.
Mm-hmm.
So is it the thing that's causing distractions? I think that we really should focus on enforcement, because I know there's probably a no stealing rule, right? So we need to enforce the no stealing thing. It doesn't matter what it is. And I think it's strange that for this to be happening in the Caribbean, because what has changed? Growing up, I couldn't bring home a pencil that wasn't mine. So what are we doing? There's a disconnect maybe between the parents and the school. I'm not putting this all on the school at all. You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely not.
Like, parents definitely get involved and talk to your children. And if they bring it, check their bags, man. I'm sorry. Check their bags.
Check everything. The phone and all.
Hey, that's on Ayo.
Ayo. My kids know better. I'm not saying they get things over on me saying that no, but they know. I've been in a phone. Personal privacy. You have personal areas that will be always private to you, but your phone is not one of those things.
Okay. Yeah, like, be involved. Be an involved parent. Show up to the PTA meeting. Show up, like, find stuff out. I understand. I'm trying to be, you know what I'm saying, understanding. I understand you have to work. You have to take care of business. You need a life too. But we need to be involved, and we cannot allow or put everything on the school in order to teach and instruct them. And like, some life lessons needs to come from the house too.
Yeah, agree. Yeah, and then these bags are, I know they're not cheap. They're not like a $12.99 backpack. I get it. Parents, you work hard, you earn your money, or even these kids who work their summer jobs or whatever to earn whatever income if they to purchase these bags. I get it. There's always going to be something that's trending that is maybe of a higher value or whatever that some people can have and others can't. But it doesn't mean that we should be fighting over it, or we should be, stealing someone else's tag to put on your, remember we used to trade marble? Like, we used to trade marble when we wanted to get something else, we would trade marble. Like, if you want to have somebody else tag and the tag look better, trade. Like, people don't, there's no nothing. Yeah. It's just like, the only way to get it is to steal it. And I don't like that mentality for our young, and it's primarily young men I've been seeing with the videos, with the fighting regarding the backpacks. I'm not immune to girls, but I haven't seen any incidents with girls. Not that maybe they weren't. But they have to have a better mentality of how they acquire things. It cannot just be stealing.
And I think at some point, we're going to have to start thinking out of the box, right? Just saying I ban this item is not going to get to the root cause of the problem.
No.
If you already have rules against stealing, obviously that rule is not working for this particular item. So maybe enforcement comes. Maybe you need to partner with the parents, also find out, just come up with some sort of good ideas. Because like Neci alluded to, or Neci said, there will always be another item to steal. Always. When we were coming up, they had Tazos. Tazos were worthless. And people would get into it over them. They had Tazos, Pogs, Beyblades, all the, like, tennis balls. You could get into it over a tennis ball because we were playing hand tennis. Like, there will always be something else to ban. Hey, what are you saying, Darren? What good? Something else will, and if you don't believe us, take it from Sprayground themselves, because a statement has come out. These things are worthless, right? They're not redeemable for nothing, because apparently this started over a internet rumor that if you get 5 of them, you could trade them in for something. Well, listen to what he has to say regarding it.
So I'm here with Money Bear right now, and we just heard that people are trying to steal these tags off the bags, and people are even trying to glue them so people don't steal them off. Please don't do that. It's causing bullying, making people all anxious and stuff. So just keep it, have a good time. They're ornamental, they're not redeemable, and they're just fun. Be safe, enjoy, and keep on rocking.
How do we turn something that is worthless and fun into a stealing thing? What are we doing?
And this also tells me that it's a bigger issue outside of our community, where if he's making a statement, then a lot of these kids have the wrong mentality about items. And it's just, there's no learning, there's no self-educating, there's no, listen, y'all parents, y'all be giving y'all kids these $1,000 investment phones in their hand, and they don't have five common sense to use them properly to figure out information that they could do at the tip of their fingers. Like, Google is there. Google what you want. You don't even have to type. You could just AI, hey Siri, hey whatever you have, and they'll answer your questions for you. Not Siri, relax, I'm talking to you. But I'm just saying, like, there are things that you could just figure out. You can Google these things. You can research. Kids, there's a word called research, which means to go out and source information for your knowledge. And it's very easy to do instead of just sharing these things and posting it. And no, like, it's becoming we're falling so far behind on our educational standard that it's beyond scary. That these kids can't even count like a picture. This guy was showing college students how much money is in the picture. He was using money. He used coins. It was 85 cents in the picture. And I figured out in 2 seconds. He had 2 quarts. He had 2 dimes. He had 2 5 cents. And I think he had like 5 pennies. These kids couldn't figure out how much money was on this thing. This is what we need to be worried about. Not these backpacks. Y'all go back to reading to the kids, take them off the phone, give them some educational hour. Even if it have to be a educational app that everybody has to share, and you gotta do something for the day, like something. These kids, we losing kids to aesthetics too quickly. And I don't like that for us. As a community, as a Black community, as a mom with sons, as a mom with a daughter, like, I don't want that for us.
So now the question gotta be asked. It is these phones now. Now that's definitely a factor. It really is these phones. But are we also at fault as the parents that our children don't research, that our children don't know how to write in script, that they don't know how to tell time on an analog clock? Is that our fault?
Absolutely, we hold a lot of fault. These kids should be coming into kindergarten with basics, and they're not. Florida right now has a problem with the kindergarten students coming in and they're not potty trained.
Oh, so they expect the teacher to teach all the, come on now.
And then these are the things that, not knocking anyone or any parent, I'm not, because there's no way I can speak to every parental situation, but they have such a high alarm rate of kids that aren't potty trained, still in pull-ups to some degree, don't even know to go to the restroom. Some of these kids don't even know their real names. Nothing. Nada, zip. There was a teacher crying last week, the Black teacher, I forgot his name. I couldn't find the video again. That his senior class, they were trying to do a discussion, they couldn't put together 3 good sentences. And he was crying. He said he said his school just started, and he was so overwhelmed that the majority of his students could not formulate 3 complete sentences with the complete components as seniors. He was traumatized.
As a community, we gotta blame ourselves, which means that we need to come together as a community to fix the issue. And I think we've also lost the community mindset of like, not the parents blame the teachers and the teachers blame the parents. We got all take responsibility, figure out something, and connect so we could coordinate a way to get, like, because if you, the teacher, send them home with homework and I don't know what the hell going on in the page, I can't do anything.
Well,
Children
that's
do.
a whole other problem. That's that new math they're trying to teach these kids that ain't even math at all. So I'm
No,
with you there. That's not you
well,
going with the right answers, and if they can figure out their other problem, but the answer is correct.
now the reason why I pull that out of nowhere is because I seen a video where an uncle was like, "Am I just dumb?" Because the homework, like this is, I think
Hmm.
the child was like in second grade or something. He's looking at the homework and he got
Hmm.
picked up like a mouse, and then the first letter is a B.
I saw that.
Listen, yeah, I need to know what's going on. Like, talk to me, teach. You know what I'm saying? Because if the teacher's using AI, but the AI wrong, I know you sending that home to me. What are you gonna do? Like, we need to talk.
There was a school in was it Iowa where they did like the elementary kids get like this yearly planner, like they give the kids like they plan their homework, what assignments. The planner was wrong. The calendar was wrong. So like when August start and when September start was wrong. The words them for the months were spelled wrong. Some of the words weren't even legible, and they mass distributed this AI created planner for the students. No one proofread it. Thousands of copies they had to dispose of because no one pre-checked that AI was wrong.
Yeah. So the students getting lazy, the teachers them getting lazy. Like, what we doing? You know what I'm saying? What we doing? Hey, Saida Carter says, who is a teacher herself from long for decades now, children do what they see, not what they are told. Words don't teach. That's a fact. They're entering without ABCs and 1, 2, 3s. That's hey. I listen, and I see both sides because when COVID happened and I had to pretend that I'm a teacher, Jesus Christ, open back up the schools. Like, what we doing? Open back up the school. Like, oh man, like being a teacher is not easy. So that's why I don't just put it on them. I used to talk about homeschooling and we black people, we need to homeschool. Yeah, all right. Who gonna teach the kids?
Not you.
I need a home teacher. You know what I'm saying?
You know, home teacher, the homeschool.
Yes. Yeah, I need to employ a homeschool teacher as well because Jesus Christ, this is difficult. And them teacher, if Johnny had 5 apples, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not for the
And they don't even know what apples is.
Yo, he would have beaten thing, but come on now. Some parents be babysitting and not parenting. Hey, that's facts. I can't even lie. That's facts.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, in conclusion, I just want to say, yeah, talk to your children about what to do, what not to do. Explain to them that threats are dangerous and threats have real consequences. Please let them know that these things, they're worth nothing, especially not for you to end up with some sort of record or getting in trouble. It's not worth it. They're material items. And schools, parents, community, we need to come together. We need to work on that for sure. Yeah, that's it for me on that, man. All right. Next, we got Darren's favorite segment, Darren.
Guess what is a skunt like for?
It's time for the skunt of the week. I can't wait to see who the skunt of the week is. All right, so Darren should know who the skunt of the week is because he sent it to skunt of the week this week. An Omaha man sentenced to 10 years after the feds say he used ChatGPT to help plan an armed bank robbery. You see what? You see? It's these phones, I tell you. It's these damn phones. Our parents were right. An Omaha man has been sentenced to more than 10 years in federal prison after prosecutors say investigators discovered he used ChatGPT while preparing for an armed bank robbery. According to the U.S. Attorney's Office, 23-year-old Deron Lewis Payne was sentenced to 121 months behind bars After robbing an I3 bank, I've never heard of it. An I3 bank in West Omaha in February. Prosecutors say Louis Payne entered the bank with a handgun, threatened employees, and escaped with a whopping $9,175 in cash. You could have swindled your baby mama for that, bro. You could have told her you were going to double her tax money for that, bro. Ugh. After
This could be a small bank. This could be a super small bank.
That's how he didn't know what he doing. Oh, ChatGPT lied. Yeah, this motherfucker was bad. Can't believe it. After searching his phone, After searching his phone, investigators reportedly found conversations in which he asked ChatGPT about local police response times, how to repair a .45 caliber handgun, and ways a convicted felon might illegally obtain ammunition. Authorities say he also warned bank employees not to include tracking dye packs during the robbery. You could have seen that from TV. Surveillance footage reportedly helped police identify his getaway vehicle and clothing, including a pair of red Nike slides. Bro, you went to rob the bank in a pair of slides? You ain't had no boots, nothing with some grip? No Nike shoes, no sneakers? You went in the bank clip-clopping? All right. Investigators say he later went on a cash-only shopping spree at a nearby mall. Only $2,397 of the stolen money was recovered, and authorities say the gun used in the robbery has not been found. Louis Payne will also serve 5 years of supervised release after completing his prison sentence. They got you for life. Louis Payne, they got you for life. Because that 5 years going to be hell too. Boy. What do you think about that?
I don't think that's enough time.
AI help him to rob a bank. I'm rolling. Why he didn't look at did he ask how to escape? Did he ask how to get away with it? Because you didn't. The man robbed in slippers. This is getting wilder by the moment. In slippers, you ain't here? In slides. You coming in, slap, 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 slap. Come on, bro. You ain't think about the getaway. I could tell he didn't think about the getaway. He could hear you leaving. What do you think about that, Neci? Does it?
He ain't enough time. You hear me, sir? The things he could use. Common sense is the most uncommon thing ever distributed on the face of the earth. I'll tell you that much.
How much time do you think that's worth?
For the stupidity alone?
Yeah.
I think the stupidity should have like 3 years, and the slippers was 10 more. Yeah. Yeah. And you know he hadn't sacked with them slippers.
Of course. Why would I show my toes? You're gonna get plenty of time.
And then you got on a shopping spree at the nearby mall. You don't even try to see, you don't even go leave state lines? You just so comfortable with Nike?
He missed some steps to ask ChatGPT. Yeah, he sure did. Like how to get away, what to wear. Slides damn sure it's not robbery attire. But yeah, that has been our stunt of the week. Go ahead and share the live if you're tuning in and you're watching us now, man. I'm guaranteed to piss you off. Somebody's gonna get upset by my next thing, but it is what it is. The funny part is that people are getting upset about this for real. Under Mayor Zoran Mamdani, an otter has been spotted in the Bronx River for the first time in 100 years. In 100 years. Mamdani is literally cleaning up the city to where the water is no longer polluted enough to keep otters away. He also, Zoran Mamdani, announces free childcare for over 22,000 NYC families. I thought we couldn't do it. I thought this couldn't be done.
You know who I feared used that the most? Them Republicans.
Yeah, there's somebody in Kentucky right now steaming.
No, I meant went to the free trade event. He already had the event.
Oh.
And that's who out there in drones dropping off their kids. It was them.
Hey, that'll be the same ones getting all the welfare and thing, but then one cut it. So who knows? But yeah, New York is healing, guys. We should be happy about this. New York is
otter in 100 years.
100 years.
Man, protect that man at all costs, eh?
He's also working on a new geothermal subway station. So he's gonna use the heating from the earth to heat and cool subway stations because people were complaining about how hot it is down there. Think about this will be the first of its kind. And then they're mad at this one. Socialism doesn't seem so bad right now. I gotta say. Socialism.
I think that we've allowed the news and other political candidates to define what socialism is for us for so long that we have just considered it to be a bad thing to want or to accept, and it only could be the Democratic route or the Republican route. Like, that's it. Anything else is worse than what you have. And so this man is, let me tell you why this man is trending in a negative way for a good reason. Okay. He's becoming one of the most Black political figures because he's doing so much good in his community that other people want him for their mayor to do it in their communities. They're so tired of seeing all the goodness he's doing in New York that people are blocking him because they can't take all the positivity in New York.
Being online,
you can imagine this?
A little bit. I can't because I be hating a little bit. I do be hating.
Man, I want to block you to the other day too, but I
like when you see that some random post at TikTok calling him out, hey, look at this hole in the street, and then he's there that day. It's by the time you get off work, it's done in New York. Are you telling me
it's the one for the bridge that got me ready to block him because the guy said the bridge has been unused and unsafe like that for as long as he's lived there, and he just made a post about it. Where there's a hole in the steps in the bridge, and in 4 days the bridge was blocked off. The man was so shocked, right, that he didn't even think that it was even possible. And he said, okay, it's blocked out for the safety, but he come back a week later and the steps were repaired. The man wanted to cry.
I believe
he said, you know how much letters he's wrote and how much times he's went to his city council to even mention about these steps. And to say he made a 30-second video and in 2 weeks, it's been resolved.
You remember
Let me say something.
With the snowstorm? How mad they were about the snowstorm,
yes.
And then deployed people in the city to take care of it,
yes.
And they got mad.
That would be the most politically protected candidate in the New Yorker. Y'all don't come for that man. New Yorkers ain't having it. Did you see his summer program for adults? Where he had a street block off for the entire summer with adult activities. He had seesaws and rock climbing. And
yeah, I saw that. I posted it and somebody said that's not true. Somebody said it's not true. I always lied.
So where did it happen then?
The man said I lied. It ain't happening in Brownsville.
It's too good to be true that it didn't happen. You're right.
Making the Republican talking points look very untrue and they hating for it. It's so bad that no, it's communism. What?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not.
They gotta find a new word to describe it to put fear back into you. Like, don't accept this.
Yeah, because socialism sounded so good. They gotta use another word. I know they're going back to the Red Scare. They ain't got nothing.
Listen, I know he ain't thief no money, right? But even if they come like, oh, my Danny stole $10,000, he earned it. Okay. He earned it. He ain't been into a good year.
That's the type of government official, if he asks for a raise, he should get it. That's what that looks like.
And he said he didn't want it because he actually could have gotten one.
I'm sure.
And he said no.
He still can. I'm sure he still can. That man got more protection, more armor right now than Iron Man, because New York City loves him. Other people in other states are watching, and it makes you look at your governor, your mayor, like, what are you doing? You were lying to me. You could have done this stuff, and it didn't have to take this long. This is what I'm saying. Y'all don't be thinking out the box, and then we're stuck in the same status quo. And it's like, yo, Bernie Sanders walked and got a heart attack so Mamdani could run.
And you know what's bad too? He's not even using like new surveys or new, I mean, some of it he has like new, he's not even getting like new, what do you call it? Consultations done over to how to do certain things. He's using the ones that they've already done before. So you're trying to tell me you have spent all this money to do these things and you could have implemented from before you just said that you couldn't figure it out? Okay, cool.
And a lot of it is common sense stuff, like using New Yorkers to clear snow, pay them. Like, that's common sense, but they were so mad about that, and that's crazy. Hey, look who joined us. We got Gentleman Style backstage waiting to come on. Here he is. What's going on?
Hey, how's it going? Pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, bro. Thanks.
Sure. Why is your just like your bottom lip up and in the screen? What's going on there?
So I am multitasking. So I am doing multiple things. So I'm sitting. So that's why. So sorry about that.
I'm sitting too. I'm so okay. I don't know where we're going with this.
Well, you're highlighting Virgo season. I ain't got nothing to highlight right now. The thing that I want to highlight is on the wall already. But
the roof, because I can see the roof.
No, hold up. I wanna shout out the Different Day gang. The difference makers. I want to shout out, y'all. Bullying is effective, right? let me show you. Do y'all notice what is behind him? Do y'all remember what used to be behind him?
You had that ugly green screen.
No, he had the sombrero.
He
had the damn sombrero behind him.
I know. I remember seeing the ugly screen.
He had it on there for forever.
You really feel Neci?
You know what? I could see that. Okay, you know what? I was so busy looking at. I see it now on the side there. Okay.
He had that sombrero there for forever. Nobody said nothing. He comes on this show one time, and they start cracking on that damn sombrero one time. Look, gone. Bullying works. Feedback works, and I'm proud of you for taking the feedback, because he changed that shit expeditiously. Sorry. He changed that one time.
Absolutely, yeah. You gotta change and adapt and grow and evolve and learn, and so appreciate that. Appreciate that.
So, Gentleman Style appreciates the bullying, the soft bullying. We appreciate it.
We did not bully him. We gave him constructive criticism to elevate his platform.
Okay. The governor of Florida so far up Trump, but he don't care for no one. Yep, but hey, didn't he get reelected? Like, they love him though. They love that man. I now that you brought that up, I should have had the image of who's running now. Did y'all see who's running in Florida now though? Y'all got to choose between the white Democrat or the black Republican.
Black Republican.
You got to choose between Jolly or Byron Donalds. They have quite the dilemma in Florida. Neci was bullying. Stop it.
I mean, I wasn't there when it happened. I'm just trying to be like, we're not the bullying type. So I was hoping it was just constructive criticism.
Well, I guess we don't get to tell the bullied if they were bullied. Marcus, do you feel like the difference makers bullied you that day?
Absolutely. And so I was having this conversation with somebody the other day, and I said to them, everything is interpretation, right? So if you interpret something as bullying, then that's what it is to you, and that's something I have to work on, because maybe something happened to me in my lifetime that triggers me to think that I'm being bullied. So it's perception. And so I flipped it, like you said, to feedback, right? When in actuality, we actually need to work on our communication. I'm talking as a man in therapy. I'm actively working on myself and learning that people are talking to me, and how I take that matters, and I need to tweak something in my head to fix it. So,
Okay.
No, I 100% agree with what you said.
Mm-hmm.
100% agree. How you take something is dependent on you. How you hear it, how you listening. You can determine to make it negative or positive. That is on you. However, I also feel like you can't. Me as an outside entity cannot tell the disrespected if they were or weren't disrespected. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't just say something to you and start it off with no disrespect and then say whatever I want. You get what I'm saying? So I hear what you're saying too, and I agree with it.
old people do it all the time. Old people tell you their mind, and they don't care who's in their range of fire.
You're wrong too.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
Why, Neci? Every time I see you, Jah, every time I see you put on weight. That's they can't help themselves sometimes. And
But then if I come back with every time I see you, you breathing hard, I wronged them. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Are you?
now I will say there are positive bullying. I agree. I think we should bring back bullying because we stopped it with these community standards, community guidelines, and now people just say stupid stuff all the time and they don't get
constructive criticism.
Sure, call it what you want. Call it.
I really feel like we need to get back to just having conversations as a whole. Everybody's a gunman now. Everybody carrying, right? We can't. Huh?
How we get here?
What do you mean?
No, I mean like what Neci was saying earlier. Like Neci posts about things that are happening in the school systems and how our kids aren't safe and how we used to steal. Now it's like, give me this or I'm gonna kill you. I'd rather you converse with me and disagree with me versus kill me. And so it's like it's terrible and it's bad. Nobody wants to talk anymore. Nobody wants. I just want to shoot you and now you're dead. Like really, we can't talk anymore. We can't converse anymore. You can't disagree with me. I can't disagree with you without you threatening to kill me.
Nah, we've lost nuance because I think that now that we've added so much protection behind screens, we've lost nuance. We've lost like listening and we've lost a lot in conversation. But I think that we went straight from communication to not listening to like threats and stuff behind screens. I do respect the old school ways of you have to come see me. You know what I'm saying? Like we could fight this out too and we'd be cool after. One person loses, one person wins. I still respect that too. Yeah. So I do not believe that all conflict is necessary, but I do believe that conflict itself is going to happen. And I think that the fact that we always talking behind screens, I think it's doing us a disservice. Yeah. Because I find often that the things that people say behind the screen, they won't tell you in person. Mm-hmm. I have yet, knock on wood, I have yet to be pressed for my opinion in person. You know,
I press somebody for theirs.
Well, I'm saying, like, well, I have yet to be pressed for anything that I've said online in person. I could say that for sure. People have pressed me back when we used to fight. When we used to fight, they pressed me. They don't know.
No, I mean, I pressed somebody for what they said online when I saw them in person, and they were, I said, oh, you don't have your keyboard right now.
You start glitching. We need gatekeeping, and bullying is one aspect of it. I agree. Gatekeeping can be useful, and I think it's necessary. That whole no gatekeeping thing, I don't believe it. I don't agree with it. People can't handle it. They don't know how to, because those muscles, they're not flexing those muscles anymore. It's all talk and typing and caps lock and all that. No. Pull receipts. No. They jump nowadays. No one can fight by themselves. Sure. I got jumped back in the day too. So I ain't gonna act like that's new. I ain't gonna act like they just created it now. It's not a new invention. But still. Well, anyway, what did you think about Mandani, man? What's your thoughts on?
I think Mandani is really showing us what being a mayor can do and what they should have been doing, right? And he's a shock to the system. That's why people voted for him. I think Mamdani is similar to what people were expecting to happen with Trump, right? When they voted for Trump, it was a new breed. It was a new talking point. I'm going to make America better. I'm going to do things differently. I'm going to empty out the swamp. Mamdani is actually following through. And who knew the mayor could do all these great things, right? Mamdani hires locals when it's snowing, and he pays city members to plow their own streets, and you get paid for it. He's very, very active, but it was supposed to be a bad thing. And the wealthy don't like him because he's putting higher property taxes. He's for the real estate investors. He's capping rent, but y'all went crazy to demand someone pay have 3 or 4 times the rent in New York in order to live someplace, to have a roof over their head, is insane. So Mamdani is doing all the things that I say, for me, I didn't even know the mayor was even capable of doing. And he balanced the budget. America can't even balance his budget. He balanced New York's budget. Next to Texas and California, that's a big budget. So incredible work. He's showing everyone else what they should be doing. And he's just a mayor. But governors and state officials can't do anything close to what he's doing. So he's a necessary shock to the system, and it's good.
I also believe that we're going towards socialism, which is something that some years ago, maybe even 6 to 8 years ago, we didn't think would have been dominating the news cycle and the political cycle as it's doing right now, to where even Democrats are kind of shaking up, like they don't know how to move, what to do about it, where they fit into the Democratic Party, because it's a DSA, it's Democratic Socialist of America. So they're branded Democrat, you know what I'm saying? But I think what happened was, the saying is, for every action there's an equal but opposite reaction. I think Trump was the action, and then the far right movement, that radicalization and MAGA and QAnon and all of that stuff, I think it's inevitable that we got to this point, because now everything is trying to course correct away from the chaos to bring us closer to the middle. So it went so far right that it needed to go so far left to bring us closer to the middle. Yeah, think about that.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree. I see your point. I think my favorite thing is that he's not your American born bred Christianity representation that they always convince us is going to come and save us. And he's none of the things that they told us would work. Would be the person or the version of the person that will come and actually do the right thing. And so I love that it's not the imagery they've been trying to force feed us this entire time, that has come in with open hands, open heart, open mind to really be like, think what you want, but I know exactly what we need to do, and I'm going to get it done. And he's doing it. And I love that for New York. I think the country's kind of seeing that as a, hey, he's really doing this in New York. It's really showing to be sustainable. It's really creating an impact. People are really getting to it. Like, the Knicks winning a championship when he's there, and now there's an order. Like, people are going to use it as signs of like, we're not. Yeah. A lot of people are going to crave this type of response from their mayor, as they should, and they should demand it and not settle for anything less than that. Because clearly, in a state like New York, if it's attainable there, it's attainable in a lot of the other smaller states.
Especially since New York is seen as such a grouchy place. Watch, like, people in other states, right? Watching New Yorkers frolic and have water balloon fights, and like somebody make a video, a gay man, I believe he was, made a video just pointing at a place, some like local area. He was like, "You see this, Mamdani? You see what's missing? I don't have a partner." And then
the museum it was closed for the summer.
And the mayor sees it and sets up a dating event. Like, where
multiple. He didn't create a dating event. He created multiple events that you could find a date.
Right. Sure. Semantics. But who else does that? And then when you think about it, right, that's nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's not exactly like wild, really. But we see it as wild because we've never seen it done before. And then when just the idea of a mayor that's working for its constituents itself is wild. And that's to tell you how far away we've gotten for what government should be. And I think it's important that I say this disclaimer. The views and opinions on this show do not necessarily reflect the views of the broadcaster. Any issues you have with the opinions, these opinions are solely ours and ours alone. Do not hold anyone else responsible but me. And apparently Marcus from Gentleman Style Podcast is taking his own flack, his own heat. Neci is out of it. So if you have an issue, anything me or Neci say, bring it to me. All right? We'll discuss it. We can go from there and I will throw it in the trash. All right.
And I will take your feedback and change something, as we just discussed earlier.
Okay, look at the Mandami of the group. Okay, Mandami Jr. Okay.
I guess I'm the Al Saeed of the group. So, going off of what Marcus said, you're right. If you give me valid feedback and not just criticism, I will receive it. I will adjust. Right? If you just dare to critique and tell me, hey, your show is shit, I ain't listening to that. You know what I'm saying? Because I've gotten that. Hey, your show is shit. I can't do nothing with that. How do I unshit it then? Help me.
And are you doing
you have
better
to be careful,
than me?
though. Sorry, go ahead, Marcus.
No, I was just saying, and you gotta be doing better than me. You can't sit there and critique me. You can't sit there and critique me about podcasting and you don't have a podcast. I'm not gonna listen very well.
And you have 16 followers on your page.
Right.
What'd you say? Neci, what'd you say?
No, I was going to say, and you have to take those critiques sometimes with a grain of salt because it's not everyone's cup of tea. And it's okay if you don't like it. It's not for you. You are welcome to go and look at somebody else's or find another one that is for you and that you can interact with whatever, because no one is going to change every single thing that a person doesn't like or disagree with happens on their platform or on their show. Or, you know, we all watch television shows and movies. We could all find something that we think could have been done better or worded better in a movie or whatever. Does it mean that it's not good? No. But you didn't like something, that's okay. But if you just don't like it altogether, you are free to leave at any given time. We appreciate that you were even here, and we hope that you find what you're looking for wherever you go. Awesome. And that's it.
Yeah. This is not an airport. No need to announce your departure.
None.
All right, next topic. Canada tariffs. I can't believe we're still talking about tariffs.
I want to say that's a trend still? What's going on here?
Canada suspends trade talks with U.S. will match Trump tariffs, Carney says. Now this, I do not quite understand, because if tariffs are paid by the country, by the exporters from the country that's implementing the tariffs, why is Canada trying to match it? I don't understand, but here's the story. I could pull it up. Hold on. All right. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney pulled his country's negotiators from trade talks with the U.S. on Friday evening, just hours before the Trump administration's new round of tariffs were set to go into effect. This decision followed weeks of intense negotiations between the two nations over President Trump's proposed 50% tariffs on over $20 billion worth of Canadian goods. Keep in mind, Canada and Mexico are our nearest trading partners. These new tariffs, which were originally scheduled to go into effect on Wednesday, would impact a range of goods, including wine, hockey sticks, cement, which is necessary, plywood, and more. The Prime Minister has said these new policies are in direct violation of the free trade agreement between the U.S., Mexico, and Canada. Carney vowed to, quote, match those tariffs dollar for dollar in a statement released Friday evening on social media. He added that Canada's government will present, quote, additional measures to support workers and business owners in the country in the coming days. While the Prime Minister noted Canadian negotiators made, quote, significant progress in recent weeks, he said this had, quote, not been enough to meet our objectives for Canadians. Quote, as a result, this evening, I have decided to suspend trade negotiations with the U.S. and have directed Canada's negotiators to return to Ottawa, he said in a statement. Oh, I don't even know what we're doing anymore.
Free trade to this is crazy.
Wild. They have worked hard in good faith to defend the interests of Canadians throughout these negotiations up until the very last minute, Carney continued. However, last-minute changes in the U.S. proposed terms were unfair, uneconomic, and called into question the reliability of any deal. U.S. Trade Representative Jameson Greer slammed Canada, over its decision to walk away from these discussions in a statement shared on his official social media page. Quote, despite the U.S. offer to Canada to receive the best treatment of any major exporter to our market, new demands and walkbacks of other commitments by Canada have upended the careful balance reached in the past days, Greer wrote. All this a, quote, missed opportunity for a partnership between the two nations. Canada and the U.S. have historically enjoyed a close relationship, but the Trump administration's aggressive efforts to broker new trade agreements that favor the U.S. have placed these ties to the test. Trump has even repeatedly suggested that the U.S. cede its northern neighbor as a 51st state and address Carney as a future governor of Canada. People need to grow up. The world doesn't belong to them. Don't forget, we went from having free trade with Canada to this. Now we're paying for it. And that's the deal. What do y'all think?
I think that the US is still one of the most advanced countries in the world that cannot self-sustain on its own. And I think they're going to figure it out sooner than later. And soon has commenced.
All right. Marcus, what do you say? You want to weigh in here?
So this is just because of our president, right? When he threatened to force his way into Canada and take over Canada. So this is our running out of oil. It's coming to fruition, right? We're about to run out of oil. The president knows this. For those that don't know, everybody's made a big deal about the Strait of Hormuz, but you know who also supplies 50 to 60% of crude oil to the U.S.? Canada, which is shocking for its size. And so these negotiations, and along with other countries, they're forcing Trump to fail. They want to push his failure and make it bigger than what it is. And so that's what I've read and seen and heard, that it's when he threatened to take over Greenland, right? All the other nations came to Greenland's aid, and Greenland's an ally. So this is forcing the what we all see is happening and know is going to happen, which is gas prices are going to go a lot higher. So it's stupid. It's stupid, and we're suffering for it. Tariffs, and this was way before even I think the Kennedy administration. Tariffs they don't help anybody, and the person that pays for it is the consumer. When their cost of goods go up, they transfer those expenses to the consumer. So the only people, Trump is an idiot and is running around and telling people that, we're making so much money. You're making money off of your citizens. The businesses aren't paying for it. Canada is not paying for it. Mexico is not paying for it. Your citizens are. So it's stupid. It's more foolishness. Everyone on my timeline who was a Trump supporter have gone cold. They've gone dead silent. I don't see any. I see they jump in and they chime in, but they have shut the heck up.
That's good. That's good. That's good. At least I could deal with that. They don't even have to say I'm sorry. Just shut up, please. Because what makes it crazier is he was already sued over tariffs. It was already deemed unconstitutional because a tariff is a tax. The president is now not allowed to just implement a tax on the citizens of the United States. He's not unilaterally allowed to do that. He's already been sued, already been ordered to give them people back their money. And that's not even all the people that paid the tariffs. It's just who was in the suit. Yeah, this is dumb on multiple levels. And then I'm really trying to understand why Canada is implementing the tariffs also, though. Like, now you're implementing the tax on your people too, though. I don't. Okay.
I think, and I don't support it either way. I think that when it comes to the import-export business, I think Canada provides energy to the US, significant amount of water, and other products that we use at a high scale volume. And they have continued to import these things to the US despite the tax for the US to Canada. And while I don't support it because, of course, you said it falls on the consumer, it's like, if we're gonna feel the pinch, both are we getting squeezed together? And I think that's what they're doing. And we're playing with people's livelihood and their lives. To what cost or to what end, I don't know. But I think like Canada can self-sustain for the most part, but we'll see if the US can. They could barely find workers at this point. There was the last I'll say is that the new survey in terms of debt to the US is, they were saying that we have 45 presidents of the United States in over 200 years. And the debt that Trump has incurred is a third of all 45 presidents. So one man has a third of the debt of 45 others.
Yeah.
And that's to show people the scale of how much debt is being consumed. And then he had an issue with Hegsworth because he didn't realize that he emptied out the military's budget in a few months.
What his name is? What his name is again?
Heg's pet. He's like a pet.
And then they're going back to Congress asking for what, $1 trillion?
More money. For what? This man empty. It's never been done before.
And then you
For
tell
missiles that they can't even build fast enough.
Exactly.
We're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on missiles to blow up $20,000 drones.
Correct. Yeah, it's all very, very dumb. It's very dumb. And I don't see the point. I don't think the people in power see the point. That's the worst part. They're just going along with it. They know that it's bad at this point. And like the midterms coming up and all that. The midterms for me seem too far. Like we're giving him too much time to do this stuff, in my opinion. They will still have to get the money back. Hell yeah. What you say?
When big states like Texas are on the verge of turning purple, you're messing up.
What color they turn him?
Purple.
Yeah. It ain't gonna go blue.
It ain't gonna go blue.
Blue.
It'll go purple.
But they see that Florida governor race though. Oh, because Florida is another one. And that's up for, come on now, that's up for grabs too. And Florida, they don't care. They love their white people. I still remember when they had that black dude running. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
They talking about what? Don't monkey this up. And then they didn't vote for him, even though he was clearly the better candidate. And then the man turned to like hookers and blow and heroin and crack. Y'all remember that guy?
He just got arrested again the other day. He said, oh, gosh. I don't feel bad for him, but I was like, oh, God.
Destroyed the man's life. Stacey Abrams. Where's Stacey there? Stacey Abrams from Georgia. She run, that man done bulldoze her ass.
Twice in a row. And the second time they was like, oh, she didn't get to listen the first time. Let's make it clear. Don't come begging for she now.
He ain't seen a since. Nah. How the hell the person running for governor is the Secretary of State and then making changes right before the race?
Yeah.
It ain't about race. So that's gonna be the first thing they say. It ain't about race. It has nothing to do with it. Yeah, all right.
Never.
Yeah, all right.
Never. Why would you consider that? They don't even see color.
Yeah.
You forget?
Okay. I want to know whether they see when the light turn green.
A go.
All right. So with some other news, some other racial news, the Carmelo Anthony case. It's not quite done yet, so don't quite dismiss it. Check out this video from the news.
Today's hearing has already brought new, very revealing information about Anthony and Austin Metcalf. That was never brought up at trial, by the way. J.D. Miles has been in the courtroom through this day, and he has the new details.
Well, we expect the hearing today to wrap up at any moment and testimony to continue tomorrow. As many of you know, there was a private off-the-record agreement during the murder trial by both sides to keep the sordid backgrounds of Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf, their character and their criminal history, private and out of view of the jury, so they could focus solely on what happened under the tent last year at that Frisco track meet. Now, both sides have decided to release that background history, with the defense going first, releasing 20 pages of Austin Metcalf's behavioral history. Carmelo Anthony was dressed in a suit and tie for this morning's hearing, which began with the defense arguing that efforts by the trial judge and prosecutors to combat threats and deal with disruptions actually prevented Anthony from getting an open and fair trial. But bombshell testimony came this afternoon from Anthony's trial attorney, Mike Howard, about Austin Metcalf's background report that was never presented to the jury. CBS News Texas has also learned new details about Austin Metcalf's background. Metcalf and his brother Hunter were once caught spray painting graffiti, including KKK Kill All Blacks and Heil Hitler, along with the N-word, and were sentenced to 12 months of juvenile probation. Records reveal they reportedly told authorities, "We did some dumb stuff. We did some vandalism." There are several documented instances of Austin using racial slurs in school, and in 2023, Austin was accused of bullying a black student in class. In 2018, while still in elementary school, Austin and his brother were accused of bullying and assaulting a female, which led to his arrest. During an argument in 2024 with another female student, Austin allegedly knocked her to the ground and punched her in the stomach. He was also kicked out of a football game and texted someone later, "I was about to beat the expletive out of those kids." At a previous track meet, when another student alerted Austin that someone not on their team, quote, "behind our bench was talking wild," Austin reportedly replied, "Kill that MF." During the 2023-2024 school year, he received in-school suspension twice. School disciplinary records from April 2022 to May 2024 reveal that Austin reportedly called a teacher the B word and used profanity. He told a school official that he couldn't control it and wasn't aware that it was coming out of his mouth. In 2024, on at least 5 occasions, Austin saw a counselor regarding his anger and rage during a football game. In 2021, he got banned from attending basketball games for a season after yelling profanity at a player. Metcalf also got suspended after he and another student were talking about bringing a gun to school the following day. Now, prosecutors, meanwhile, have a 75-page document on Carmelo Anthony's background, which they plan to present to the court tomorrow. In that report, they mentioned that Carmelo Anthony, on the morning before the stabbing, sent out a text saying he's low-key on the verge, which was a sign they say that he was easily triggered. Also, that his girlfriend had gone to their school principal and said that he had been stalking her and was asking for help. Again, all of this information is coming from extractions from cell phones, school records, and police reports. We'll have much more on this coming up tonight at 10. In McKinney, J.D. Miles, CBS News, Texas.
Our thanks to JD and the team, and we're going to continue to follow the hearing closely. Of course, again, they're still in court. For updates, stay with us. CBS News Texas, both on the air and online. Instant updates at cbsnewstexas.com.
Now, why would they omit this long rap sheet of stuff from a case like this? A child is no longer with us. Another one went to jail for life. That seems like, you'd want to put that in. What do y'all think?
I think it's sad. I think it goes back to what we talked about earlier about, bullying, pressure. It's sad. There's a loss of life now. Carmelo Anthony is in trial now, and this is indicative of a really bad time that we're in. Really when people finances aren't good, when their money isn't good, when there's diarrhea salad and we don't know what to eat, the food's killing us, our government seems to be killing us, there's more new disease on it. This is indicative. When people are not doing well, everything goes up, everything intensifies, and it's sad and it's unfortunate, and I hate it. I hate it.
Neci, what do you think? Any thoughts?
My thoughts would be the same as yours. Why now? Since the trial is over, why is it coming up? I'm sure as teenagers, I'm sure both parties had things that no one wants to bring to light, because we know teenagers do stupid things and make stupid decisions. So I'm not going to defend like Carmelo didn't have things that he said or he's done that's wrong and shows a bad imagery of him. But his life was on the line and these type of things needed to be presented. And also, the trial is over in this case and they're trying to get a retrial. And the judge has already dismissed the retrial. I came out today, there's been dismissed. So like the minute I saw some of the interviews in his trial, I already knew he's never walking out of that courtroom, how that case was presented. And it's very sad. Someone did lose their life. So I'm never gonna just stand here and be like, easily supportive of someone losing their life, especially at such a young age. And someone's entire life has gone to the judicial system, and they'll only be practically known by a number. And so I think that, like we talked about earlier, in terms of making decisions when things are happening with these young folks, about how consequences can be played out, how things can easily escalate and could definitely alter your life for the rest of your life. Sometimes we always think that we're invincible, but at some point the reflection shall be shown, and we have to be willing to accept what is seen. And so I'm very sorry this happened to him. I'm sorry that the young man lost his life, and at the moment, his retrial has been squashed.
Yeah, like Neci said, I was just about to talk about that too. A judge has denied Carmelo Anthony's request for a new trial, so there won't be a new trial. And that's where we are right now. He's sentenced to 35 years. It's unfortunate, two parents losing their children, and it totally could have been avoided also. But,
so he's going to be out when he's 60? If
might go earlier on good behavior, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah. So that's the situation with Carmelo Anthony, and I wanna go into something else. Unfortunately, it's also related to children being unalived. So the low-hanging fruit and what's going on right now, I don't want to go into that discussion, and that's regarding Lindsay Clancy, because quite frankly, I'm exhausted talking about that, because the responses, again, they lack nuance, and a lot of the stuff, quite frankly, is stupid. A lot of the conversation surrounding that is just dumb. But I'm gonna show y'all a video, right? I want y'all to listen closely to this video, because I noticed some things in it, and it's like, I want to know, am I tripping? Am I seeing too much into it? And it is a black woman responding to a video of a black man on TikTok regarding the Lindsay Clancy case. All right, y'all ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Walk with me here. A black man, you know what? It don't even matter that it's a black man. It's a little bit more disappointing that it's a black man, but a man got on TikTok and told black women not to take up arms for a white woman facing trial for her kids due to postpartum fill in the blank. That type of struggle ain't got no color. And we damn sure ain't listening to no man telling us what to care about when it comes to birth protections, motherhood, postpartum, anything. We're not listening to a man for none of that. This is our fight, especially our fight, Black women, because what we're looking at is a man weaponizing a mother's postpartum struggles against her to essentially gaslight her into thinking that she had postpartum psychosis that went so far as to unalive her children.
Let me let y'all hear the first part one more time.
Walk with me here. A Black man, you know what? It don't even matter that it's a Black man. It's a little bit more disappointing that it's a Black man, but a man got on TikTok and told Black women not to take up arms for a white woman facing trial for her.
All right. What do y'all think about what was said here? What did you catch? Whoever want to go first.
I'm gonna let Marcus go first.
So the dismissal of the Black man and what he said, and Black women, men telling women what to do. I hate that we're here. I hate this constant pushback about men versus women. I hate that logic, and we're not hearing each other. In the same breath, she's talking about, no, Black women, this is our problem. We need to solve it. So just like the guy is trying to talk to women, you're trying to talk to women and do the same thing. I just like to say it's sad. It's sad. Again, the loss of life. I also just want to say it's super important on who we marry and who we connect ourselves with. So I'll say that postpartum depression is real. Women go through it and they suffer from it, and it's real. I think two things can be true in this situation. It's also sad that 3 children had to die. And so those are the 2 points I'd like to just say. Be careful who you connect with. It's one of the most important things we can do in our life is who we marry. And so we need to marry well and marry someone who aligns with our values and frame of mind, and make sure we're okay. Look out for each other, have each other's back. And I think both can be true at the same time.
Well said. Thank you. Neci, what do you think?
So I'll try to just keep my opinions specific to the video because I'm not very familiar with the case. I've been seeing things trending. I haven't looked at it in its entirety to even understand. I got the basics. This mother has unfortunately unalived her children, and there seemed to be some conversation regarding postpartum being the issue. And there's also seems to be an issue regarding the dad has some type of implication in that happening. And so with that said, and what the lady has said, the man has said, I think what the man was trying to imply is for us as women to stop being the saviors for these white women when they're having these issues and they're making these cases, because they don't come to save us. And that's what I took when it was played the first time. What she's defending is that as women, we should support other women because we understand the deficits of postpartum. I surely do, because I've experienced it myself personally. It is a dark place that takes a toll on you, on your mental state and your willingness to even function as a human being. With that said, I still don't condone or support a reason for these babies to no longer be here. They were young, innocent souls that had no ability to ask or seek help or to remove themselves from this situation. And that definitely breaks my heart. And so based on what the video said, I took that, what the man said in terms of Black women not defending them is to don't be their saviors, because they're never our saviors when we need to be saved. That's what I took it as, without having any more information than what I know.
No, that's great. Thank you for keeping it to what you know. You notice nobody speculated, right? My problem with the case is how many people are speculating. First, what I caught was what she said in the beginning. A man is telling black women not to take up arms for ... Her, for a woman at trial, that ... for her kids. Is why didn't you say it? You get what I'm saying? Why didn't you say the full thing out? You could have said unalive her kids, because she says it later on in the clip. You know why? In my opinion, because I watch and I think deeply into these things, I think she knows why she did that. I think cognitive dissonance is what is taking place here. She knows that if she has said out loud, a man is saying black women do not take up arms for a woman that is on trial for unaliving her kids, other people will hear how crazy that sounds. That actually makes sense. What is this video about? A man told you don't take up arms for somebody that killed their children. Wait, what are you about to say? If you're here to debate what that is, what could you possibly say next? You're about to debate why it's okay to unalive your children, aren't you? Isn't that what you're about to do? And that is in effect what she did. But yet, we're making this into a gender war thing, a man versus woman thing, and we're losing the focus here. We're losing the plot once again. The issue is postpartum depression is real. We need to discuss that. We need to go into that. This isn't a man versus woman fight. All of us need to be in it. This is real. This is something that affects people. And even children are in danger. Instead, we're going to what men should and should not say, and why women should fight for their right to unalive their children based off of postpartum depression. Let me give y'all a little context of this, because I want to give everybody context. For context, she was not diagnosed with postpartum depression. She was diagnosed with bipolarism onset by postpartum. She has admitted that she has done it. Even her defense is not saying she didn't do it. They've admitted she did it. Her defense is, can she be held legally or criminally responsible for doing it? That's what this trial is. It's not to determine innocence or guilt. They've determined who did it. You see, and then she puts in there that we're talking about a man that gaslit her into unaliving her children and not making her believe postpartum. Did y'all hear that part?
I did not. I didn't hear that.
Let me try to get to that part.
Walk with me here. Fill in the blank. That type of struggle ain't got no color. And we damn sure ain't listening to no man telling us what to care about when it comes to birth protections, motherhood, postpartum, anything. We're not listening to a man for none of that. This is our fight, especially our fight, black women, because what we're looking at is a man weaponizing a mother's postpartum struggles against her to essentially gaslight her into thinking that she had postpartum psychosis that went so far as to unalive her children.
Y'all didn't catch that part the first time? So is it that we believe she did, or did the man gaslight her into thinking she did? Because you done contradicted yourself 3 times in this video.
She not. This is what happens when you have social media professors.
Oh,
Where all you need to do is be able to press record and press set post. And it validates anything else that's said in between. And so while I heard it the first time, I didn't take it in how you referenced it, but now that you played it back, I see what how you referenced it.
great.
And so yeah, no, that's like a dangerous line to cross, because we know for sure the kids are unalived.
For sure.
Without question, we have that we know this for a fact.
It's not gaslighting if it's true. It can't be gaslighting if factually the kids are not here. And she's not denying that. The mother is not denying that.
The defense isn't her defense. Right. The prosecution is not. Nobody is denying it. You know who is? Women on TikTok.
I saw that comment. I saw one comment was a woman saying, "I think the husband had something to do with it." I really dislike this connection that, again, the men versus women mantra. A man do something, you know, it seems he's on an island by himself. A woman do something, it's someone else's fault. I don't like that. And like Neci said, I need to watch more of the trial. I've watched snippets of it. And again, mental health is real. Postpartum depression, bipolar, schizoaffective, all of it. It's real. And that needs to be dealt with accordingly. And mental health, grippy socks, stray jacket, whatever the outcome for that segment is, needs to be handled accordingly. But the other side of that coin is what's the recourse for the loss of life? That needs to be addressed as well, because they're both affected. They're both, and again, we're tipping on a very scary line. If you start defending her and saying it's postpartum depression, now are you saying all mothers who suffer from postpartum, it's okay, you have a green light? Because if this case goes south, I can imagine the pressure for the judge. If this judge rules that postpartum is an escape, every father should grab their child, right? If he gets, or he or she gets this wrong, or I don't want to say wrong, because whatever this judge rules, often in the legal systems they refer to other cases or past experiences to continue that rule.
Correct.
And so if that judge makes a decision on it, left or right, with up, down, and indifferent, that sets a precedence moving forward. And I think we're knocking on a very scary door if we open it and say, if you have postpartum depressions and you unalive your kids, you could get away scot-free, or they'll just slap a fine on you. We're walking a very scary line.
I'm glad you said that, because I was going to bring that up. I have brought it up already. I'm saying maybe we shouldn't use this as a talking point. I posted today because I saw a man say, hey, postpartum depression is not an excuse to unalive your children. One of the responses was, it's not an excuse, it is a reason. Know the difference. Girl, do you know what you're saying on the public internet? Do you know what you're saying on Beyonce internet right now? Do you know we can all see this? Right now, you have an administration that is fast forwarding us towards the Hunger Games and Handmaid's Tale. Do you want to hand them more reasons, more things to send to the Supreme Court to take away more of your rights? Do you know woman used to end up in a sanitarium back in the day for saying shit like this? Do you know you could end up in a padded room quickly with this type of administration for saying things like that? You know this administration is focusing on making more babies. Here you are saying that PPD is a valid reason to unalive your children. You don't see how that's a straight line to the Handmaid's Tale? Because it seems like along with nuance, real communication, and listening skills, we've lost the idea of cause and effect. You cannot foresee that saying things like this will be used against you by the patriarchy that you claim to hate. You're gonna lose your right to vote, girl. Shut up. They're gonna take away the 19th Amendment. They're gonna give men more reasons to file for custody. Hey, I think she got postpartum. They're gonna use that against you. And I say it, and then I'm being told men shouldn't speak on it. Sweetheart, the way you're talking, you shouldn't talk about it. You don't want men a part of the conversation when there's men in those big seats right now working on how they could take away your rights. They're going to talk about it, I guarantee you. So you need to make a decision. Should we all get together and have this discussion, or you going to wait until they take away your right to vote? When you hear men saying things like women can't be president because they're too emotional, you don't think you're bolstering that argument right now? When you say things like you don't know nothing about the emotions and the hormones after you get pregnant, you don't think that leads to that? Reach.
Marcus, I just wanted to say that in terms of why your comment about the dad, the reason people are saying that it has something to do with the dad is because, one, after the kids passed, he moved on and was remarried in 6 months with a new baby on the way. And he's out taking trips and all of these kind of things. So he seems disconnected about the whole situation or the loss of his kids and the kids in the trial. And his behavior that he's continuing to display in the public has been raising a lot of flags about what happened in the marriage prior to, or what kind of spouse was he, if he seems like unsupportive or whatever. So I've only seen like little tidbits. I haven't even really watched the trial, but I just wanted to give you that information. That's why people are saying the husband had something to do with it or played a role in it because of how his behavior. And we can all say, yeah, people grieve differently, but I don't find that if you lose, I can't see either of you losing your 3 kids by the hand of their mother being remarried in 6 months with a new baby on the way as your tool for grief. And so that's what people are seeing that he's doing, that is questioning that he had some type of role to play maybe in her mental instability or whatever that may be. I'm not making any excuses for either party. I'm just letting you know what I've seen so you know that.
Yeah, so
thank you for that, Neci.
Can I add some additional context?
Can I double click on it? I want to double click on it too.
No, because I don't know anything beyond that. So, Judge, you have more context. Yeah. Sure, I really don't. Yeah. I really haven't seen the trial or anything.
Yeah, so this is TikTok moms that are coming up with that. Again, it's not in dispute who did it. It's not.
No, I'm not. Right, agreed.
I know. I'm adding context, and these are TikTok moms that are saying the man did it, which also can be attributed to you're turning this into a gender war thing. Like the man did it, but you're saying believe all women, but you're also saying do not believe what she's saying when she says I did it. He convinced her that she did it. He's at fault. He also has an alibi. There's a timeline. He has an alibi of being in CVS. She sent him to CVS. The man has an alibi. So after she done choke off the children, she jumped out the second-story window. They're blaming him for that while he was at CVS.
She jumped out to kill herself as well?
She's paralyzed. She's paralyzed now.
Oh, wow.
She can't. She tried to kill herself after she killed her kids.
They're blaming the man that was at CVS. He threw her out of the window, apparently, from CVS.
What? And again, thank you again for giving me that insight, that wisdom, Neci. One of the other things I've read about the guy is I think he makes good money. He's an engineer or something like that. Makes great money. He took time off from work to be with her and hired a nanny. So again, I think he's cognizant of his wife's struggles, and I don't know the guy. I don't know the guy. I don't know the wife. I don't know it. Again, there are things that he has an alibi, and there's things that he also did that I think are helpful and what you would want for your partner to do for you while you're going through postpartum depression or psychosis. It's again, how he's acting now is peculiar. It is very peculiar. I don't find mental health is a long thing, and we call them red flags, and we see the red flags for a while. I think you can be done with somebody for a long time. Again, loss of your children, that don't make sense how you're acting, already remarried, already new baby on the way. You can detach from someone years before you ever actually leave them. But I'm not saying that as justification for any of his actions. There's a lot of stuff that's like in this case that is all around sad.
Yes.
But
yes, it is all around sad. I do find it very strange that when these people online are making these diatribes and these long okay, just wait for this information to drop and this and that. There, for one, you don't work in the field. She's been analyzed, reanalyzed, and like they're testifying on the stand. There's no evidence to what you're saying, because there's evidence, there's physical, hard evidence, there's circumstantial evidence, and there's the way you feel. And a lot of it is I feel. Because that video right there that I just showed Ayo, that's a good example of I feel, because she said multiple different things. And if you analyze just that, what are you talking about, girl? Like, what is even your argument? You're saying believe all women, but don't believe this one because she was gaslighted into believing that she did it. But if she did it, it's postpartum. Come on. You're not even a good representative for the case. You're not even helping the case. Like,
I just think, go ahead, Josh, sorry.
People need to stop using that as an excuse. Postpartum is real, but unalive your children is sad. White women do not support us. They do not. My auntie went through postpartum. Her husband stood by her side. Some men do understand. And that's why we need to have the conversation. Because if I just want us to sit out the conversation, how do we provide any assistance for something we don't have no idea? We don't have the experience. You don't tell us sit down because we got no experience. We can't have the conversation. How can we empathize? This is us not having the conversation is why a lot of us do not understand what to do. What do y'all want? Some women just are word. Sad to say she unalived them children. That's not postpartum. I'm sorry, I'm sticking to that. I think what women trying to shine the light on is mental health and lack of services. Hopefully not justifying it, but showing how a lot of women are reaching out for help in so many ways. That's what we need to highlight. I'm going to tell you, I don't think this is the case for her. Like, she's literally using it as a defense. That's not a good look. What I really wanted to do is transition to some cases that I think we should be looking at. Because there's one of a black woman, Latarsha Sanders. It happened in the same county under the same judge. She was sentenced a month before this happened. Why have you heard that name before?
Not. No.
Why not?
Media control.
So for people who think this isn't about race, also, it isn't about gender, why haven't you heard of someone that from the same county, same judge, was sentenced a month before, right?
It's African American.
And is African American, and she was on the drugs. Why aren't we championing her? Why aren't we championing this woman? This I wouldn't have said nothing. We need to look into this. This ain't the woman that's being. It's the one that we don't even listen. It's the one that said, "I did it. I know I did it." Don't believe that. You're saying don't believe it. Believe that the husband that's been cleared 3 years ago. This case is 3 years old. You don't think they figured this out by now? Okay.
We need to stop using therapy words. I hate when people use therapeutic words to justify their cause. Gaslighting. I wish gaslighting would go away. Gaslighting is a form of emotional abuse and psychological manipulation when a person deliberately twists the truth or denies facts. Again, I say that to say it's not gaslighting if it's true. It's not twisting anything. It's not denying facts. It is the fact. The fact is the fact, right? It's a fact. She needs mental health assistance. It is a fact. Those children are now gone. But it's not gaslighting. This TikToker using gaslighting, and a lot of people use gaslighting as a way to say you're gaslighting me. It's not gaslighting if it's true. It's not gaslighting you if in fact it's true. There's data that can support what you're being told. I can show you that these kids are not alive today. That's a fact. That's not gaslighting.
And then again, this is 3 years old. They've already assessed. That's not even her defense. Somebody said they're using this defense to see if she could get the least amount of time. I say, you know what will get her the least amount of time? If she didn't do it, they should get the person that did. That will get her 0 years. Why would they use this defense if the husband did it? They're not pursuing him at all. It's been 3 years. You know who they go after first in these type of things? The husband, boyfriend, or fiance, guys. I assure you, he's been investigated. I assure you.
I appreciate men that enter the space to help women. I had a gentleman on my show that he created tampons, natural tampons made out of I don't know what the material was, but it was like bamboo, healthy organic tampons versus the ones that you buy from the store, which have cancer-causing chemicals. So that's an example of when men care about and we want to support our women. That's the outcome. We create things to support our women. Interviewed another gentleman, Dad's to Doulas. He teaches all men. Let me not say just black men. He teaches all men how to be a doula for their girl. These are men. They're entering the space. They're throwing their hands up. We don't know enough, but we want to support. So when you sit there and say, don't get in this, don't tell me what to do in my body, there's some positives when men enter a space, when you're trying to make moves. So welcome. Why we need to work together.
Neci, you got anything you want to say before I go into 2 black women we should be supporting and looking into what's going on?
Yeah, my thought I was going to say was that more than one thing can be true. More than one thing can happen consecutively to alter a decision. Nevertheless, there still needs to be some type of resolve for these babies that's lost their life. And then I was going to say the same thing that Marcus said, to say that we do need men in these spaces. We do have to have men in these conversations. We do also, if they're having the wrong conversation, be stewards to guide them to the right conversation. There's a lot of men who are afraid to speak up and ask questions, but they want to be supported for their partners, their sisters, or whoever. And they don't know what to say, or maybe they're saying the wrong thing, but they can't be exempt from the conversation and then still expected to help and be supportive with no guidance. And so We definitely need to do that. Have your men in your spaces. I always say that, especially with my boys, I teach my kids about menstruation, about girls' periods, about cycles, about hormones, about their body changes, about all of it. They know, they understand certain moods and behaviors from women and how she might be feeling or whatever. I do that because these are not things that are separate. These are part of who they will experience as young men, as adults. They're going to encounter women the rest of their lives. They should have some understanding of the things that they experience and how they can possibly be supportive in these roles.
I agree, because we need to know, like, we shine away from conversation, but then when you get your period, right, and there's a boy around and he's ill, you want to get mad at him. He doesn't know, because we didn't have those conversations. We don't go through it. That doesn't mean I can't empathize with you, which I would hope you want me to empathize with you, right? Because that's leading us down a road of understanding. How you gonna just tell us don't speak on it at all? Then y'all also want us to understand? How? We gotta figure something out. And with that, I want to go into this because, again, you see how both of y'all did not ever hear about it. You can hear this woman's name, and they're fighting about the woman that confessed. All right. A Brockton mother who was sentenced to life in prison for unaliving her 2 young sons in 2018 will get a new trial. The Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court vacated the December 2022 conviction of LaTarsha Sanders Thursday, saying Plymouth Superior Court Judge William Sullivan was wrong when he would not allow the jury to hear about her troubling mental illness while she was awaiting trial in prison and in a state psychiatric hospital. Sullivan is currently overseeing the Lindsay Clancy murder trial. Clancy admits she unalived her 3 children in their Duxbury home in January 2023. She's charged with first-degree murder. Her attorney said Clancy was experiencing extreme postpartum psychosis. Sanders admitted to stabbing her sons to death in February 2018. Her defense attorney argued that she was insane at the time. Keep in mind, with what I said, her attorney said Clancy was experiencing extreme postpartum psychosis. She was diagnosed with bipolarism brought on by postpartum. According to the ruling, the jury never saw thousands of pages of medical records compiled after the murders, where doctors found she suffered from, quote, hallucinations and paranoid schizophrenia that was undetected and untreated for decades. Plymouth County District Attorney Timothy Cruz said her boys, 8-year-old Edson Marlon Brito and 5-year-old Lasan Brito, died in a, quote, ritualistic incident and that Sanders practiced voodoo. The jury deliberated for about 4 hours and found her guilty of 2 counts of first-degree murder. She was automatically sentenced to life in prison without parole under Massachusetts law. Rest in peace to those 2 young boys.
Wow.
Quote, there is no doubt the defendant committed these incomprehensible crimes. The sole issue before a Superior Court jury was whether she lacked criminal responsibility. Sound familiar? The justices on the state's highest court wrote in their ruling Thursday, quote, we hold that the exclusion of the defendant's relevant medical records relating to the diagnosis or treatment of mental illness constituted prejudicial error, and as a result, the defendant is entitled to a new trial. Sanders was convicted 1 month before Clancy killed her children. The Plymouth County District Attorney's Office is currently reviewing the SJC's opinion and, quote, determining our next steps going forward. Quote, it is our duty as a prosecutor's office to be a voice for victims of crime like Marlon and Lasan Brito, and we will continue to do so in their memory, a spokesperson for the Plymouth DA said. And we've never heard this woman's name before.
Which is why when you played that other video, when I said what the black man said about supporting her, that's why I said that. Because like you're going all out for her for unaliving her kids, but where are they when it's our turn and we're in the spotlight and no one's coming to our aid and wearing pink shirts and raising $1 million and whatever for us to support us when there's genuine mental illness occurring in this person and there's no support for that.
And I agree 100%. That's part of what that man was trying to say. You going for her, meanwhile you have a case in the same county. Are we gonna say this ain't got nothing to do with race? Like, come on, it's the same judge. The same judge, dog, immediately sentenced and then left out thousands of pages of information about her clinically diagnosed illness she was suffering from for decades. Y'all fighting for the white woman who we don't even know if it's true. And talking about we are all women, men wouldn't understand, don't talk and put. She talking about it and we don't know if it's true. And we don't know that black women are not given the same access to care, same access to meds. It's unaffordable, that black women are treated differently than other races in medical care. And look what y'all are doing. Y'all are aiding, and a black man tell you, hey, don't be studying that there. We got our own stuff. You trying to take the damn toothpick out of somebody's eye when we have a plank in ours. And you trying to tell me that man was wrong? You made a video trying to tell me he was wrong for doing that? Okay. All right. Here's another black woman that we need to be paying attention to and we need to support. The name Nolan Wells ring a bell? Nolan Wells is the 18-year-old Mississippi teenager on his way to college. 4th of July, he's partying with his mixed race group of friends. They come home without him. His body washes ashore 2 days later. Nobody has answers. The people that were with him have climbed up, got lawyers. At least one boy, his mom is a judge in Mississippi. You know what they're doing to his mother? They're threatening her. They are cyberbullying the mother. They're trying to get her fired from her job in the healthcare field. Here is Nolan Wells' mom speaking out about the cyberbullying, and she's getting emotional on the Pastor Jamal Bryant podcast.
Myself and be like, okay, are we really ready for this? Are we ready to go back to that life? But cases similar to ours, I've never seen this. I've never seen that. And it's, the cyberbullying component of it.
Yeah.
And so, and I hate to say it, but it's so sad. Like sometimes it takes you to a place. And so as I'm sitting here experiencing this, I think about kids, particularly in our community. Her name was Aubrey Wyatt. I think about those situations and I'm like, my God, like feel like sometimes I'm barely holding on.
Wow.
This, like, just thinking from a child's perspective who hasn't been through life, who hasn't been through anything, to know that they would have to endure something like this, because this stuff is taught. You're not like, and that's why as parents, we have to be careful, because you guys, this is not cool. Like bullying other people. If you have children, your children are going to see this at some point.
Oh, no.
So I just gave you 2 black women that need our support, that are not getting the media coverage they deserve. That last one, Nolan Wells' mom, she just wants to know what happened to her son.
That's it.
That's all.
That's it.
What we know is that her son is gone. She was not there. There are a bunch of people that were. Nobody's talking. Nobody's getting her answers. Clammed up. I saw a clip of two of the teens on a podcast, yes, trying to justify their actions. I was like, talk about crazy. They're going to podcasts, right? Have not spoken to the police. You're talking out on a podcast, and then you got a jigaboo, calls himself Officer Tatum, who's no longer an officer, is taking them to the island and talking to them, and he wants them to be innocent. That's what this woman is up against. And we talking about Lindsay Clancy. Lindsay Clancy, whose husband worked at home, made $400K, paid for a nanny, went to the police to let her know, checked her into a medical facility, could afford the Medicare, all of that then. That's who we talking about? The one who admitted that she did it? The one who held her children down and said, go to God? The one that strangled each child one at a time in front of each other? All right. Y'all better start picking your battles better.
You're really down on me on Virgo season day, and I don't like that for us. It's important we have these conversations. We have to do it. We 100% I'm on board. And I will just say, especially for Nolan's mom, like, my heart goes out to her every single day. Like, she crosses my mind at some point, because my heart tells me she will not get the answers that she's seeking, and she's going to have to suffer this for the rest of her life. She's in Mississippi. There's rarely justice given in Mississippi. And that's the unfortunate realities of that situation. And so many others like it. And it's sad. And like you said, we need to do better with where we're investing our time and our resources, especially for our own community, for the people that need it and deserve it and actually require help. Let's help them. Let's help the hand that will give us a hand when we need a hand. That's what we need to do.
Listen, I got a palate cleanser for you, man. I ain't gonna leave you like this. I got a palate cleanser.
I appreciate it. I have a few hours before my birthday. I can't go into this with a somber mode weighing on my heart.
I wouldn't do that to you. You know, I always got a little palate cleanser for you. All right. So I posted this poll, and I'll put it in the chat too. Right.
Okay.
So I posted this on the page, and for me, there's only one right answer, but everybody else is doing everything else. So I want to see what y'all think. All right. Which potion would you drink? Right? Green, you could stay young forever. Blue, you could breathe underwater. Black, become invisible anytime you want. Red, I don't know how many.
I'm gonna need you to know your numbers. So we just talked about counting money earlier. We talked about counting money earlier. How many zeros before you put a comma?
$1 billion in cash.
It's $1 billion.
$1 billion in cash. Or purple. You know how much you love purple. You could time travel anytime, right? I know what I picked. What would y'all pick?
Marcus, I know what color I'm gonna pick already.
You do?
Yeah. Absolutely.
I would pick purple. I would pick purple.
Okay.
Why? Tell us why.
Purple, I would go back and talk to myself and give myself some good solid advice.
You would talk, okay.
Okay. Fair enough.
That got a little touch of a narcissist, a little narcissism. I'm gonna go back and talk to me. I ain't gonna talk to Jesus. I ain't gonna go back and meet Jesus. I'm gonna talk to me.
No, I don't want to go that far back. I don't want to go that far back. I just need to go back to when Marcus.
You know what you need. You know what times you need to go back to. You know.
Yeah, I will go back to certain times and say, hey, block this, go this way, go left, go right.
Okay. All right. Neci,
fair enough.
What color would you choose?
What I would say is, if you don't know, green is my favorite color. I usually always go green. Red me ASAP. Red me now.
The money?
The money? Okay. Why the money?
Why would I want to breathe? Okay, stay young forever sounds great, but when you're losing people that you have genuine connections with and they're dying, outlive you, and you're going through generation after generation of seeing people just go, you at some point you get disassociated with life altogether. I don't want to see that. That's not for me. There's a circle of life for a reason. I want to live my full circle, whatever. Hopefully that's into my 90s, and let me go. I don't want to be here for every. You see how much things we saw the last 5 years alone.
Yeah.
The rest of the world for all.
Okay.
Mars, everything.
No, blue, breathe underwater. That sounds great, but it isn't like I'll survive. Whatever's underneath there either. There's things that are still under the sea that people don't know about, and I don't need to be the discovery for all mankind.
I feel like it's useless. I'm gonna be honest with you.
It really feels useless. And then becoming invisible. Okay, yes, it has some really handy moments. I think I will probably turn to a life of crime if I had this kind of power. So I'm trying to stay on the right path with not having this kind of power. I want to wield it in a positive way. I am not Superwoman. I am not.
I feel some type of way that it's black. Now that you
I does.
I mean,
why is it black?
You can match the darkness, you know.
Yeah, I know me. I gonna, I'm a turn into the, Christopher Nolan Joker kind of thing. Like, I'm going in the dark side with that kind of power. And then time travel anywhere sounds great. It doesn't say that I can't be trapped in these times period. Like I need the details. I don't want to go somewhere and get trapped. And and sometimes even if you could try and travel, can you control what happened? Will it change the outcome? Probably not. Maybe I don't want.
Of course.
Hopefully, yes. But once you change,
you time travel.
Wait, hold on. Changing one thing is a domino effect. So even if it changes for the betterment of me in one thing, how detrimental would it be somewhere else? Because the detrimental part will come.
That's what makes this such a good thing, because yes.
Which is why just give me the money now. Me and my friends, I'll group text everybody tomorrow. Hey, meet me at what's your airport code? Don't pack no bags. We are for the rest of the year.
Okay.
And then we could plan, we got
time travel. Okay.
What is your answer, John?
I chose green. Because
stay young forever. Okay.
I would live literally forever, right? Because first I need to know like what age young. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to be a child forever. That I seen a Highlander thing like that, and that was horrible. Like give me 20, like 19, 20. I could take that. And then I know people were talking about, you don't know if that means you're healthy. At 20, I was healthy. I'm assuming
your prime age.
I assume it means my age 20. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay. So, and then somebody was saying that, like you said, Neci, you seeing your people pass away and all of that if it does get to that point, I have a choice. I can take myself out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know
out of where though?
Life.
No, but you're gonna stay young forever. You're not dying anywhere. I take that as there's no way out for me.
You can't stay young without a head.
I take this as once you drink this potion, you're gonna be euthanized in this age and time forever. Like you're just going to live forever, which means that nothing can take you out. You're just gonna have to deal with time forever. Maybe I'm being too literal with the concept of the potion.
Exactly. Listen, immortals can die. You know what I'm saying? Immortals can die.
They want to. They don't really want. We see the vampire movies. They don't really want to.
If anybody that has not died in 1,000 years come around, right? I have a feeling that removing their head will work. I just have a feeling. If it doesn't, you don't have a head. What are you gonna do now? So I think once that guillotine, you know what I'm saying? If I really get to that point where I'm like, I done, man. Oh my God, I got to gain another relationship. Like, oh God, she asked me what's my color. I go.
That's what I would have never picked green for you, because the minute every time somebody comes to your face and be like, oh my God, Jai, I want to get to know, I could see you jumping off the bridge. You're not gonna last very long in this role.
It would be my choice. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's why I don't think you're gonna last long at all. By the time you done break up 1,500 times.
But I could invest in getting to the billion. You see how y'all went straight for the money? I could get there because I'm gonna be here. You get what I'm saying? Like, y'all ain't gonna be here.
Listen, I need to be here for a great time, not a long time. I understand, like, yes, that's your choice, great. I'm not trying to change your mind about it or whatever. That's cool, that's great. I want to be able to experience certain things that I know a lot of people don't get to experience. And like, I don't want to be walking around and like my great-great-grandchild and me is the same age. Like, I shouldn't. Like, why are we roaming around? We're not outside together. Like, we're just not doing these things.
I think it'd be cool to like be able to do like what I see the vampires do, which is recreate themselves in every life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that would be cool. That's why I choose everything else become invisible anytime. Like other than crime, I don't see the point.
And vampires, they look miserable though.
Well, some of them be having fun. But time traveling, I would mess up the timeline for sure. For sure. I would mess it up.
Listen, you think our government unstable now?
Exactly. Could you imagine like doing something in this time? You go back to the time that you think is yours, and it's just a nuclear wasteland. I was like, oh shoot. Let me try this again.
Because you know, time travel alters the unit, it alters your perspective, it alters the outcome. You know, Jean-Claude Van Damme teach us that in, oh my God, what's the movie name?
Time Cop.
Right. When you go back, all you could do is what you can't touch anything. You just have to, you can't interact with your other self.
Which is impossible. Yeah, it's too much. And $1 billion, I feel like if I stay young forever, I could get there. The breathe in the sea seems useless. Completely
very useless.
So yeah, that's my thing.
Like, what am I turning to Aquaman or something? Or just swim across the ocean? Why do I want the planes still get there faster? Why would I want to do that anyway?
I don't see the point of that at all. Like,
I don't even like to fly, much less have to swim across it myself. I gotta exert my own energy to do this.
Yeah, there's sharks. I don't.
Nah.
Be like this: the woman's child aged and she didn't. The daughter went to nursing home while she was still living. Yeah. That's gotta be sad. I probably wouldn't make any more children. I'll say that. I probably wouldn't make any more children.
I hope not.
Yeah, because seeing all your children, that would be sad as hell. But like, I'd be smart about it, I think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I could imagine that you would stop caring about things. I could see that. But by then, man, just take my head, man.
How many generations of living do you think it would take for you, if you chose that route, for you to stop caring? You, Mr. Antisocial himself, who a group chat had too much messages, you cancel going to a whole event. How many life you think you're gonna live before we get here?
I think one extra one would be cool.
So you one extra one and
one extra generation would be cool. But again, I'm saying that's my choice.
I hear you.
You don't have no choice right now. You know what I'm saying?
I understand. No, I'm not changing your choice. I'm just saying you, Mr. The group chat had too many messages, and the threat of creating a second group chat outside of the group chat gave you a panic attack that you just went to the whole event, want to live forever. Like, how far you really think you're getting with this live forever concept? Like, I want you to do it, you know.
One generation, like 100 years. Like 100 years, that'll be good. But think
so
about
if you did one good, like a good 200 years, this one and another 100, you safe.
I think I'll be fed up with people enough that I could just go.
I think you won't even get to the other 100. I would like you to. I want you to. But the way how you don't, and how technology gains so quick that people can access you really quick and everything, like
we don't know what the next 100 years looks like. You get what I'm saying?
You might go back to the Stone Ages. That might be best. You might like that anyway. Never mind.
I would know. The time traveler would know what the next 100 years look like.
After you don't mess up the timeline.
But you gonna mess it up.
I could fix it. I can fix it. I
And
can always
every time
go
you
back
fix
and
it, you
fix
can
it.
alter something else.
I can always fix it.
That person that should not have that traveling.
I should absolutely have it.
Person who like
No.
I gonna fix it. Use the type that should not have that access. Now I always gonna go back try and figure out. Damn, I'm gonna try again. You're the one that don't need to have it.
Remember what I said? I would just go back for myself. I wouldn't alter anybody else's stuff, but certain instances in life and experiences in life, I could do without.
I thought it was cool that Naima said she would go to the future, right? Everybody thinking about going to the past. She said she'll go to the future, see what all happens and whatnot and stuff, and then come back with the information. My thing is, you don't know how far ahead to go. You don't know where you're gonna end up when you go there too.
You don't even know what you might see. You might not even like what you find at all.
Exactly. So you go there and then, damn, where is everybody? Now what? You don't go
On
back
Mars?
Yeah, like
you went 100 years on Earth and everybody done moved to Mars.
Yeah. And then what? You gonna go back and do what? You know what I'm saying? Like, well, damn.
I would go back and do, like I said, push some people, push myself out of the way, get myself into certain things. I would influence a lot of stuff in my life.
You know what's funny too? This is why I say you should not have that power. You talking to you in your mind, you're gonna listen to you.
I am.
You're gonna have to spend a lot of time
Never
trying to convince yourself first, this is really me from the future.
No, you won't. Especially when you know, especially if you're aware you have this ability where it's like, nah, I really don't have to. I could just go back and jump. I could just jump time again.
Yeah.
Neci, you sitting there right now, bloop, yourself pop up right next to you. You ain't gonna listen to you?
You're not even supposed to do that. You're already breaking the rules already.
What rules?
You're not supposed to be in the same
No, you're not supposed to be in the same space
with yourself. It creates a loop. You don't be watching no time traveling shows.
I watch all the time traveling shows.
No, you don't. You didn't learn nothing from none of them, clearly.
Terminator, The Avenger. I watch all the time. Hot Tub.
And you say everything they said not to do.
Back to the Future.
Remember when Dr. Strange? What happens when people that say, "Hey, I can fix it"? What happens?
They eventually fix it.
I
watch The Flash
to some sustainable degree, but not. Okay.
His conclusion was to stop messing with the timeline. What are you talking about? The Flash just stopped messing with things. He gave up.
So he kept trying to help other people.
How'd that go?
He kept trying to bring back his dad, save his mom. No, help yourself.
You're not doing any of that. You're not bringing back nobody.
Help yourself.
Help yourself. I ain't going back to save anybody.
But just only yourself.
Just Marcus. Hey, Marcus.
At what cost, though, Marcus? That's what I'm saying. There's a cost for that.
If I know I'm gonna sit down in this chair at 2 o'clock, I'm gonna leave a note for myself. Hey, don't.
But Marcus, you have to think about what type of mentality Marcus at that time had. Like, even if you had this note, would you perceive it and intercept it in a way that you would in that moment to actually take an action that will cause a positive outlook? Suppose that Marcus from just take the letter and roll it up and just try to be like, who the like?
Or suppose you do that and then he like start wondering how the hell this game here and who could have possibly. Now you're in the grippy socks. Now you're in the padded room because you tried to talk this through with someone
Sarah
else.
Connor. Now I'm Sarah Connor.
Yes. So you tried to warn people or warn yourself or like, hey,
help myself. I ain't warning a soul.
Because you're going
I'm
around
helping
asking, hey, who could have possibly have left this note? What note?
Marcus.
It's signed Marcus. No,
listen to me, Marcus. It's from Marcus.
There was a point where I was mature enough. Right. I'm not gonna go talk to the immature Marcus. You're right, because he ain't gonna listen.
Then you don't know how far back are you really going then?
I'm 38 years old. I have plenty to go back to.
We're going to which timeline would you go back to?
I would, when Marcus was mature. I'd probably go back to like 24.
Marcus, get off the show. Lag off.
I was a very
that you're a time. All right. Hey.
24, 25. I was mature.
Okay.
I would have
Well,
listened to myself.
I'm going with my Forever Young man. The Dorian Gray thing seems amazing.
Forever young.
Yeah. Dorian Gray thing seems amazing. But yeah, this has been another live stream episode of A Different Day with Jah and...
It's Marcus on the bottom, but Neci on the top.
I don't know who... Marcus from Gentleman Style Podcast.
Right. All right, guys. We're gonna leave. We're gonna just go. All right, it's been a great day. Thanks, guys. We out. Peace.